This is Jenny Christensen with Friendly Podcasts, brought to you by the Friends Council on Education. In this podcast, Henry Freeman, president at H. Freeman Associates, underscores the importance of right-setting our goals.
Oftentimes, people are concerned about asking somebody for too much money. However, when I will look at a gift pyramid or gift tables, I can often tell what levels of asks are occurring, and often they're too low. For example, I was working with a client in California, and during my first visit, I looked at their gift table, and they were raising about $600,000 for their annual fund, and their top gift, they had 9 $10,000 donors. And I immediately said, you can raise more money than this. And they said, well, how do you know that? And I said, well, what I can tell you is that your top level of giving, you're asking people for $10,000. And they said, well, yes. And I said, well, one of the people I was talking to was one of those donors. And I said, you gave $10,000 because they asked for $10,000. And he said, yes, I did. And I said, well, if they had asked you for $25,000, what would you have given? And he laughed and he said, well, I thought they were going to ask me for $25,000 and I would have given $25,000. Within an hour, we had gone through a list of their donors, and this board chair had identified 15 people that he would have felt comfortable asking for $25,000 gifts for this institution. They were thinking too small. In your ask, it's sort of like stretching a rubber band. You don't want the rubber band to be limp. You don't want to under-ask. At the same time, you want to ask in a way that challenges the person to stretch their giving. They'll always come down. Rarely will people go up. So don't be afraid to challenge people to give larger than you may initially think. They will make their own decision. But you're in a situation where you want to convey why their giving is so important, what an impact their gift can have, and you're wanting to stretch their thinking. Nobody will resent that. Stretch people's thinking, and that'll lead to a good conversation. It'll also lead to you raising a lot more money.
Thanks for joining us for Friendly Podcasts, brought to you by the Friends Council on Education, produced by Jenny Christensen at Strategy for Growth.